Hello and welcome to my channel and welcome to this 3 looks 1 palette, or should I say 3 looks 2 palettes with the new Oden'S collection, or at least the latest one. I finally got my hands on the 2 Christmas palettes. I got them as a present for Sinterklaas, which is sort of a Christmas that we celebrate here in the Netherlands. We celebrated a little bit earlier in the month though, so I got them early and I can use them now. I don't think these are available anymore right now, but as I say in one of the looks, maybe you bought them and you want to get inspired, maybe you just want to get in the holiday spirit, maybe you want to find out if Oden'S has good quality. Well, then this is the video for you. This is look number 2, by the way, which is at this point my favorite, which is why I'm filming the intro right now. Also, the lighting is probably better than ever, at least for the last couple of months. So I hope you enjoy this video. Subscribe if you like these looks. I do makeup and fashion videos on all kinds of budgets and on all kinds of styles. But I think this kind of look is what you'll see a lot. I like colorful makeup, I like a lot of makeup. But I do like to do casual makeup and fashion from time to time as well. So again, I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching and let's go right into look number 1. So, welcome to look number 1. I am filming this one first before the intro, so for me this is all very much brand new. I'm sure I've already shown you the package and what's inside, but I just, for me this is new. So, for today's look we're going to play with the Christmas Eve palette because I am wearing blue. I actually got this very cute Christmas sweater, or sweater for our early Christmas celebration, from my parents. So I feel like we should play with the blue palette for today. I'm so excited to finally use these. And I just finished my internship for today. So it's a little bit late, it's 2:45. So that means that at this point the lighting is fine and as good as it's been all day, but at some point within the next hour it's going to change drastically, so be prepared for that. But I'm sure that the applying portion of this video will be alright. So let me zoom you in. So I'm already wearing some pink honey glue in my brows and I'm using the ABH eyeshadow primer, which I rediscovered recently. Oh, this is actually the first time I'm seeing it for real, and oh, it's so much more sparkly than I thought it was. I'm sure I've shown you this already, but look at it. Look at this shade. I'm very tempted to do a 10 looks 1 palette video with both of these, but I don't think I have time for that. And I'm in desperate need of cleaning my brushes, but apparently I've used this one for some sort of blue. So we're just going to use it. I'm sorry if that's gross to you, but I don't have enough time anymore. I don't have enough time to make videos, let alone wash brushes. Alright, what do I want to do? See, the first thing I thought I would do with this palette was a combination of the yellow and the blue, because I feel like this yellow is so pretty. But since I'm wearing this sweater, yellow doesn't really match it. Alright, I'm just going to dig in. I'm going to start with Ice Crystal, which is this beautiful pale grey, which I don't think you see a lot in palettes. I'm just going to put this in my crease. And it's exactly as I was hoping. It is actually a light grey. I feel like a lot of times when there's a grey in a palette, it's pretty deep. But for me this is a beautiful transition shade. I kind of love this already. Just blending it out a little bit. And now I'm just going to go straight into Christmas Eve, which is the dark blue. I'm going to put this in my outer corner. I don't think these looks are going to be super intricate. See how beautifully that blended into that grey? I did feel like it didn't need a shade in between. I love how with Oden'S eyeshadows, even when you think it's pretty intense, just put a little bit on top and it will get even more intense. And then you have a beautiful blend as well with basically one shade, although in this case I used two, but I've used one shade in the past as well, and I basically covered all of the gray by now, so look at that beautiful blend. See what I mean? How intense that got? I feel like maybe I should invest in a couple of studio lights, just so I can properly do looks all of the time. Apart from making my YouTube videos, I hardly do makeup at all, because usually when I get home it's already dark. Okay, I think I went a little bit too far. I got a little bit carried away. Let me see if I maybe have... I don't think this has a lot of pigment on it. I'm just going to take that gray again and go over the edges. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So it definitely got a little bit too high, but it's okay. I also need a little bit of this blue on the bottom lashes, just in the outer corner. Alright, I'm just going to take this pencil brush and I'm going to use the shade Snowflake, which is this silvery one, and see if that is pale enough to use as an inner corner shade. Wow, even on such a small surface, I feel like I can see a lot of reflex with this one. I thought this was one of the more boring shades, but it's not. I'm just going to take it a little bit farther in. I feel like it has a lot of reflects. I know I put it on top of a blue, but I see blue, I see green. I even feel like I see a little bit of yellow. So yes, perfect inner corner shade. And I know you probably can't get these palettes anymore. Maybe they'll do one more restock, but I don't think so. But I'm just showing you the quality of Oden'S in general. And, you know, maybe a little bit of inspiration for what you can do with these kinds of color stories. And I know I heard of someone who said that they put my videos on while getting ready, which I also found very awesome. Oh, that's really pretty. I always have with Oden'S palettes. I know I had it very much with the palette from Annette's Makeup Corner, the Giant Wolves, that with every shade I used, I kind of wanted to use it all over the lid as well. Okay, so now we have a lot of nice sparkly shades. So what are we going to do? We are going to use two of them. Or shall we just do the one multi-chrome? Let me just swatch it. Okay, that's very cool and very pretty. So do we do that? Or shall we do a combination of this one and this one? I kind of want to do this one with a more purpley inner corner. Just to make sure that both of the shades match something. So we're just going to do the regular shades. For precision's sake, I'm going to use a flat shader brush. I would usually use my finger, but since I already went so dramatic with the mattes, I kind of want to keep the shimmery shades contained. So I'm going to go into Blue Eyes, which is that beautiful blue sparkly shade. Wow, that's so pretty. I knew I would be so happy with these palettes. Just the color stories are so inspiring to me. They're just like the Glamlight palettes. They're the kind of palettes I'm going to wear 30 times in a row. Even though I have lots of pretty stuff. It's just because I find them really inspiring and really pretty. Which they definitely are. I feel like this shade, shimmery as it is, it's not as opaque. But since I put that matte underneath, it's fine. And I love the fact that this is still a pretty pale blue. I think I could get away with this on the inner corner as well. So now finally I'm taking Blue Star, which looks even more shimmery. And I'm putting that more on the outer half of my lid. I think I'm going to take this into a slight diagonal. Ooh, and see, this one is actually a little bit deeper than I was expecting. This palette is just full of surprises. And I'm also taking a little bit of this one and I'm putting it underneath my lower lash line. Isn't that just pretty? And as you can see, my lighting is already getting worse, but at least you can take a proper look at how shimmery these shades are. I'm going to clean up my face, do all my face makeup, everything. I'll show you the finished look. Hopefully the lighting will still be sort of okay. But I'm very much impressed. So I'm back, and as I predicted, the lighting is a little bit worse, but I think it still works. So I think I matched my sweater pretty well. Let me quickly tell you what else I used on my face. I used a light blue eyeliner in my waterline from LA Girl and a black one from a local drugstore in my tight line. I used Catrice Lift Up Bower Hold waterproof mascara and then a couple of Douglas lashes, which are a little bit more subtle, but they are very flared. And I just got Christmas vibes from them. Then in my brows, I have Pink Honey, as I said, with a little bit of the Benefit Microfilling Brow Pen in the shade Blonde. For my base, I mixed the Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid in the shade Pearly Glow with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Gobi, which I think gave a beautiful glowy base. Then for my other liquid products, I used my Charlotte Tilbury concealer and this liquid bronzer from I Heart Revolution in the chocolate. I think the shade is called Chocolate Butter, yes. And it's a little bit too red, I think. I wanted to try it out, but I'm not really sure about it. I feel like on me it's more of a blush color or just a very summery bronzer color. Anyway, gave that a try. Then I finished it up by using my Gucci face powder underneath my eyes and a little bit, just a little bit everywhere else. Because that butter stuff from I Heart Revolution made my face look really greasy. Then I used a little bit of my Shelly blush, which is from Benefit, which I tried out in my previous video, on my cheeks. And I used my Dior highlighting quad in this peachy shade. This is the Rose Gold. I don't think they make this anymore, but if you have it, I love all of these shades so much. And then finally on my lips I have the full Michaela Part 2 X Glam Light lip collection in the shade, I think this one is in, well, anyway, in the lighter shade. So I have those three on my lips. And I think that's all you missed. So this is the finished look. It's definitely a little bit glam for 3:30 in the afternoon, but I was feeling it. So anyway, I think the eyeshadow looks really pretty. That inner corner definitely steals the show here. So this was look number 1. I hope you enjoyed it, and now let's get right into the second one. So are we ready for look number 2? I know I am. I'm not entirely sure what palette I want to use today. I was thinking I'd do another look with this palette because of my blue sweater, or what's it called? Cardigan. But looking at the other palette, I feel like this could also match just a little bit. And I'm kind of feeling these green tones over here, and I really want to use this one. So I think I'm just not going to go very color for color today. I'm just going to do this greenish, bluish, turquoise-ish vibe for today, because then at least I've used both palettes one time. Then after that I can do what I want. So I already primed my eyes using the Glam Light Icing Primer in the shade Classic Vanilla, and as you can see I already put some Pink Honey in my brows, per usual. So now let's get started. The lighting is a lot better today. I still have my artificial light on this side of the room, but it's more even now. Look, there's sunshine coming onto my face. You know what? Let's do an orange and green combination. So I'm going into Gingerbread, which is this, well, I guess it's more of a brown. And I'm putting that in my outer crease. I'm trying to not go any further than halfway. I think this is a beautiful color. It is more orange than I thought, especially once you have it on the eyes. but it's not a very bright in your face kind of orange. I guess I could also bring this right here on the lower lash line. Now I'm just going to take the same brush and I'm going into this dark brown. I could use the red as well for a starker contrast, but I kind of want to keep it a little bit more in the orangey brown family. Just deepening up that tiny little corner over there. But it worked. It did what it needed to do. And I feel like this brown is actually quite red as well. So I'm just trying to take the pigment off this brush so I can go into that first shade again and just make sure that's still visible. Perfect. Now I'm taking the brush that I used yesterday for the blue. I did try and clean it off my hand as good as possible. And I'm going into this minty green shade. I feel like I picked up a little bit too much. I don't ever tap out my eyeshadow, but in this case I felt like it was necessary. I'm just putting that right there. See, it's already a little bit much. Trying not to blend these two too much since they are opposite on the color wheel. See, I'm never too sure about these two-toned looks. I like the creativity behind them, but honestly I think it's prettier when this part is not so covered, at least on me. I'm not going to deepen it up anymore. I feel like it's already a little bit dark. I am going to try and take away a little bit of... It got into my... what's it called? My brow gel, but I like this better. I just don't like it to be too dark over there. That's better. Now I'm taking a flat shader brush. This one is pretty clean. This is the multi-chrome. It's so stunning, but it doesn't really match either of these shades. So let's do this one. This one is called New Year. And again, this shade is so surprising. It's a lot more sparkly than I thought it'd be, and it actually has a lot of golden reflect, so it should tie in nicely with whatever I'm going to put on the other side of my lid. As you can see, if I hold my eye into the light, it almost looks like a duochrome. There's definitely some lighter yellow and greenish tones in there. Cleaning up that brush again. And now I need something on the outer corner as well. I wish there was something like a dark red shimmer, but all of the warm toned shimmers are a little bit lighter. I'm going to go with this one, but I'm not going to take it all the way into the outer corner. I'm just going to take it more in the center or 3/4 of my lid. And even though this one looks very peachy in the pan, it's more gold when you put it on. So now I do feel like I need to deepen up the absolute outer corner. So I'm just going to take a little bit... Wait, let me pick another brush. This is a smaller blending brush and I'm going to go into the matte black, which is called Happy Ending. Just going to make it a little bit more dramatic. Just like that. Honestly, I only tapped like that. Now I'm going back with that original brush where I put the orange on. I don't think I'm going to put any more product on the brush, and I'm just softening that black. Alright, I like this. It definitely looks a little bit less orangey now, but I do like it. I do feel like it needs a very bright inner corner. So let me quickly see this one. Yeah, I think that should do. Again, this is not what it looks like in a pan, although if I hold it like this, it does. I was going to use this shade, but then it turned like this, but that's actually even better. This is called Snowman, and I'm just picking it up with a small pencil brush. Wow, all of these shades, even if they're not technically duochrome or multichrome, they do contain a lot of different pigments that are still visible. So I thought the other palette was going to be my favorite, but maybe this one is. But I have both, so it's fine. You know, when I first said I wanted these palettes for Christmas, my mom asked, "Which one do you want?" And I didn't know what to say because I really wanted both. So she guessed that from my silence and she said, "Ah, you want both, don't you?" And I said yes. And I honestly feel like these palettes complement each other so well. And it's just like with the legendary Diversa collection, the initial one, where you kind of want the whole series. So I bought all three and I'm still very content with that choice. So this is the eyeshadow look right now. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to add some nice lashes, some eyeliner, all that stuff. And I'll see you in a little bit. I'm back. This is my look for today. I'm very pleased with it. I like it a little bit more than yesterday's look. So let me fill you in on what you missed. For my eyes, I used this dual eye pencil in Copper Charge from Charlotte Tilbury. The goldish or copper side in my lower waterline and the burgundy side to tightline. Then I used my Catrice Lift Up mascara with the Tati lashes. These are the ones. I think they're TL39, yes. And they're a little bit dramatic, but I do like them with this look. Then for my base, I wanted to keep it a little less shiny, but add the highlighter, of course. But I used my Guerlain L'Essentiel Haute Perfection foundation, so the matte version. I used my Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer with the Benefit Powder Foundation, which I think is a very strong combination for a little bit more of a glam look. Then, to make sure it wasn't too much and too harsh, I only used a little bit of my favorite bronzer, which is the Chanel Big Bronzer from the summer collection. I used my Project Pan blush, which is the Shiseido blush, powder blush in Aura Pink. And I used the pink highlighter in the same quad that I used yesterday. The Dior Backstage one. I already put it back where it belongs. And then finally for my lips, I used the other Michaela Part 2 X Glam Light collection. Because I pretty much rotate between those two and of course a couple of other things, but I use this one a lot. Especially when I don't want the focus to be too much on the lips, but I don't want to blank them out either. Then I do something like this and it's been my go-to. So I think that's all you missed. I'm again very pleased with this look. I hope you like it as well and I'll see you for look number 3. Let's see what palette we will use. So, welcome to the third and I think final look for this video. So, I've played with both of the palettes once now. These are filmed in 3 consecutive days, so I haven't had any other playing sessions with these. And I think for the last look, I specifically wore a black t-shirt dress so I can do whatever I want. And what I want is to do an all shimmer look. Just now, I have to figure out what shades I want to use. I'm very tempted to put that green multichrome from the Merry Christmas palette just all over my lids with some eyeliner. But I feel like that would be very boring for you guys. So I'll try and make it a little bit more interesting than that. So I feel like I want to do something with those yellowy orangey shades from this palette. I could of course combine the two. I could also just stick with this one and use the gold, but I think that's a little bit deeper. It is very pretty. Alright, I think I know what I want to do. I'm going to start off, like I said, with this yellow, pale yellow, shimmery shade, which is called Snow Light. Which is bright enough for me as an inner corner. I just want to take that a little bit up on my eye, around the start of my crease. This is a little bit more piecey. I'm not sure how to call it. It isn't such a smooth shade, but I think it'll work. Also putting it in the start, right here in that inner corner of the lid. It is a little bit more difficult to pick up, but I don't really like using setting sprays or something like that, because I feel like then you lose a little bit of that sparkly, glittery goodness. So I just pick up some of it carefully and then press it really well into my eye. And then you get the full effect of the shimmer, and it also stays on your eye. That's usually how I handle these types of shimmers. So we have our first shade down. Now I want to switch to a flat shader brush. I have the perfect one here from Too Faced. This one has a curve on it as well, so that makes it even easier. And now I think I'm just going to switch to the other palette. Maybe we'll come back to that other one. And I want to go into the multi-chrome. See, this one is a lot more... I'm not sure what the material is, but look, this one picks up really well on a flat brush. And it's a lot more smooth. Like there's a lot more moisture in here. Both of them are really pretty. It's just... Oden'S works with a lot of different materials maybe, even, but at least different formulas. This is honestly the most special shade I've ever seen. See, now I almost did what I said I wanted to do. I'm just going to sandwich it between two other shimmer shades. And it flows seamlessly from the yellow into that green and red multi-chrome. Now to finish it up, I could do something with the green or with the red. And since there aren't really any dark reddish shades or shimmer shades, I'm going to go with a more green-blue approach. So I think I'm just... Wait, I did use that one already. But I think it's the most suited for what I want to do. So I'm going into this one, which is called New Year. Just using the same brush. And I'm going to make a diagonal. Pretty much overlapping the outside of that previous shade, but also taking it a little bit farther out. Yeah, I feel like this is exactly what I wanted. Just something like this. I am also going to take this underneath the outside of the lower lash line. Something like this. And then I'm just cleaning up that brush on my hand. And now I need something fun for the inner part. And I'm going to go with this shade over here, which is a greenish gold. It's called Jingle Bell. And I think this one is a little bit more loose, like the first one. I think this will bridge nicely between our pale yellow and our turquoise. And now all of the shades I used are lid shades, showstoppers, the prettiest belle of the ball, etc. But they support each other well as well. So this is the look. It's going to look a little bit creepy until I add some mascara or even lashes or whatever. But you could at least already see that these shades are beautiful. So I'm not going to add any mattes. I'm going to keep it like this. And I'll see you in a little bit when I finish up the look. So I'm back, and if I do say so myself, I think this is my favorite look of the three that I've done. Mainly because I just like the whole look. I really liked yesterday's eye makeup look, and I really liked the colors in the first look. But I feel like as a look in a whole, with a sort of vibe on its own as a whole, I feel like this one worked out the best. So as you can see, the eyeshadows take all the glory. And then I have my CC Plus Nude Glow on my face with a little bit of the Benefit Boing Concealer under my eyes to balance out the shine. And for that same reason, I also used a matte setting powder, this one from Benefit again. In my brows, I used the Benefit Microfilling Brow Pen with the Pink Honey soap. And then I used my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer from this palette. this one just a little bit, or at least I tried not to go overboard. And the same goes for the blush. I used my Shelly blush because I feel like this color is exactly the red color that's also reflected in the eyeshadow. And also I just really like this color on me. I just have to use a very tiny amount. I literally do like this. I don't even do tap tap, I do tap. And then there's enough pigment for one side. But this way I think it looks beautiful. And then I did go a little bit overboard with the highlighter because, well, I wanted a glowy look. And I used this one from the same palette. So the first day I used the pink one, or I think the peach one, then the pink one, and now I use the golden one, which is a very nice pale yellow gold, which of course is also what I used in my inner corner, so I felt like it was appropriate. Then I didn't really know what to do with the lips, so I decided to go super duper nude. So I used my Michaela X Glam Light lip pencil in Lucky Charms. I used the Powder Matte Kiss lipstick, something like that, from MAC, in the shade 309 Best of Me. And on their own I don't really like those, but adding this gloss, this is Tasty from ABH, which is, I don't want to say a matte gloss, but it's not the most shiny and it's not sparkly or anything. It's just sort of a very basic gloss, but the color is so nice. And it has enough pigmentation that it sort of transforms whatever nude lipstick you put underneath. So I think this way it looks really nice. And that was everything you missed. I hope you liked this look. I hope you liked all of the looks. Let me know which one was your favorite or which palette is your favorite. At this point, I'm not really sure. I'm leaning towards the Christmas Eve, so the blue one, because I love that color story, but the other one is just, there's something about it. All those reds and those all those shades that I haven't even used yet, like that bright pink, those are also really inspiring to me. So that sums it up for this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you liked this video, and I will see you in the next one.